Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the exclusive interview that we have postseason here with Colty from Angry Pirates. How are you doing, Colty?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing pretty good myself.
Nice.
How are you feeling? Anything you want to say before we get started?
Shout out all the guys that really helped me get into my first season in CSC. A lot of the premier guys, or not premier, prospect guys of AP, Druby, Laws helped kind of ease us into everything. And then just having the support of Milky, Sky, Noble, it's been really good. And then you got guys like the Toast Bros, Noah, just vets of the league that have been really helpful in terms of getting into the swing of things.
Yeah, absolutely. It's time for reflections, and then it's time to look towards the future. So, with a season at an end, where obviously, Angry Pirates didn't do too hot this season, right? So, obviously, you guys have a few things to work on. Where would you attribute most of the team's struggles to, in your opinion?
I think lack of team CS was a big one. This was all of us other than Triple. We're all Ds going into this season, so not having a lot of experience in an actual team environment took a little bit of time for all of us to kind of meld, along with some questionable draft choices. I think put the team in a bit of a hard spot trying to find roles. I know myself, Milky, and Noble all were offing during combines, so having us three drafted and not having a clear, concise IGL and kind of just being like, hey, who wants to call? And thankfully, Noble stepped up to the plate, and his improvement from the start of the season to the end of the season was quite massive. Yeah, no, that was good, but I think that's where we kind of faltered off there.
Okay, interesting. It's just a lack of teamwork, and then obviously, possibly a couple of missed opportunities in the draft. I think that would be, and that's a pretty decent summary of what happened with you guys last season. I mean, it's kind of difficult to say right now, and obviously transactions don't open up for another 4 days as of the time of this interview, so it's very difficult to kind of see what's gonna happen with the roster in the future. I mean, I was just going to say, do you have any? Do you specifically have any future plans that you would like to share?
So I have asked to be cut. It's tough because the guys on the team were all great and we all got along super well. The way that MMR is, it's tough trying to get a cohesive team because Sky and me has some of the highest MMR in recruit. Trying to build around that is a little tough. To get a top tier IGL, which I think is what that team was lacking the most. It just wouldn't be possible. We'd have to get basically 2 tier minimums to fit, and I just don't think that's possible. So I've asked to be cut. I want to once basically I'm a free agent, hopefully get picked up by a team with a seasoned IGL, and whether I'm back to opping or rifling, I just want to get a lot of practice in this off season here and try and evolve my game as much as possible. Not happy with how the season went, but I think I'm a good enough player that I can be a good piece on a winning team. So
Interesting. Well, I mean, obviously there are certain contracts that are expiring as of this season. I know ATL is in the looks for a new offer, and so is Frog, from what I've been hearing. So,
okay.
do you have your eyes set on any particular roster in general? Maybe one of the super teams that's rumored right about now?
Super teams with an MMR cap, yeah, for sure. There's some interesting choices that I mean, really, it all comes down to free agency, who reaches out, and kind of go from there. If it's I don't want to join a team that's in a full rebuild necessarily. I want to be an addition to a team. It's a little difficult with not having the stats, not having a clear-cut idea of, okay, who's moving up, who's not moving up, and trying to go from there. So whether it's going into it as a free agent or going into it as redrafting, definitely if the Toasty Bros stay, that's super appealing. Playing with Noah would be really nice because he's a very good IGL. Whatever Scent's cooking up, the fucking crazy bastard would be fun to hop into that. I haven't really talked to many players from the other teams to really get to know them well enough to say anything, but I hear nothing but good things of Colney, so that could be interesting. But yeah.
Fair enough. You definitely sounds like you've got a very clear-cut picture of what you want to do, and what kind of teams you want to market yourselves for. But are there any from your perspective and in terms of competition, are there any other FAs as at the moment that might stick out to you? That might like be clear-cut competition, or what are we thinking?
Brian and Young Robot, in terms of just overall skill, stand out quite significantly. Brian standing in for Frog against Wet, the man went absolutely crazy. That was definitely put. His name was already out there, but definitely put his name out there for getting signed. Young Robot being a PFA, I think they were saying that they wanted to play next season. So if that's the case, I don't see them staying as a free agent for long. And two or three other people here that I got to play with on AP. Bye Bye. I don't think he's a really well known player, but in the couple scrims that he played with us, was really good teammate. Good comms, good just rifling. Pump, who we picked up, Pump Kant, amazing support player. With just like any information we would tell him, he would just like pick up like a sponge. Like it was really great. And then Lax, not the strongest rifler, but in terms of like being a team player, during the preseason when we had him, I was impressed.
Interesting. You got any plans to take anybody with you, perhaps? Maybe become a package deal for a team with multiple people? Probably not.
Probably not.
Gotcha. I mean, that's completely fair, but but like going back to the previous season with you on AP, like that last win that you guys had, that last game against Totem Pole, like that was huge for you guys. Like, how much did that do for you guys right there at the end?
That game was a little different compared to the cow win. The cow win was like, my wife's in a situation, I gotta get the fuck out of here, let's just go. And then I took control of that game. I'll be 100% cocky there. I dropped 34 kills in regular time. Like, I just took control and I'm like, okay, let's go. The Frog game, it was like the first time we'd all actually had a like clear, good team play. And that was our second game with Pump. The first game, like right before that, because it was the first doubleheader, we played Wet and we got absolutely like stomped. So we kind of took the time in between games, and it was nice because we were all able to just have a few minutes to like clear our heads. Like, okay, that was just our first game. We're playing a top team on a map that we practiced nuke like 2 or 3 times because we're kind of like, let's not go there. But at that point in the season, we're just like, whatever, let's try it, see what happens. Obviously, it didn't work out. But to get Frog beat on Anubis, which, if I'm not mistaken, that was one of their most played maps, was huge. Like, me and Milky and Sky, like the confidence we had in that game, just bouncing off of each other was amazing. And then after that game, like I've got a clip of when that game was finished. The three of us are just like screaming when I get the final kill in the 2v1, or like it was me and Sky alive. I can't remember who we killed last, but once that like 13th round was confirmed, we were like screaming like we just, I don't know. It was a lot of fun. It was great for team morale. Obviously, the rest of the season didn't go well. I think we had to win out to have a chance to make playoffs, and it just didn't happen. But it's the way she goes. It is what it is.
Yeah, there's not much you can do about that. You looking to play in combines this season?
Absolutely. As many as I can.
That's good. That's good news.
Yeah.
It's good news. You're going to need to market yourself, and those combines are going to have to be where you shine. That's how it goes for all of the DEs. But we'll see how it goes for you. I mean, I'm super excited to see where you go as a player. I mean, obviously one of the better ones out there to watch, but
thank you.
Kind of moving into something maybe a little bit more like a little bit more organizational. Have you heard anything regarding, like I kind of touched on it earlier, but like these super teams that are rumored? I really want you to talk to me about these. So do you know anything about anybody that anybody's looking at? Any kind of information at all?
I don't know what it's that meme. If I speak, I'm in trouble.
Fair enough.
I don't know a whole lot, but what I have heard is interesting. I think some of, without saying names, some of certain people's ideas are a little out of the box and probably not going to work just due to MMR reasons. I think with a lot of the vets, in terms of their contracts being up, I think a lot of them are going to get re-signed if they're not moved up, and I don't think there's a whole lot of people that will get moved up, just the way this season was. That being said, if any of them ask to be cut or want to be traded and don't want to re-sign, then that leaves a lot of options open, and it could be very interesting.
That's true. You're absolutely right. And I think we're gonna go ahead and round this out. I'll talk to you about something that hits a little bit close to home for me. But like for guys who are just now coming in to CSC, obviously they may have a similar season to what you guys had. Is there anything that you would like to tell them to take away from that, or beforehand, something along those lines?
It's just stick it out. We had a terrible season. It wasn't good. We didn't have a lot of time to practice. Everyone's schedules were kind of all over the place. I'm the kind of person that when I'm losing, I get quiet and I kind of shut down. And that's something that I've been working on, but just try your best to not do that. Losing sucks, I get it, but reach out to the vets in the league. Everyone is so helpful, and just stick with it. It's a lot of fun. We were one of the first few teams eliminated, and we're doing 10-mans every Friday and Saturday, and just getting to know everyone more has been amazing. It's been so much fun. Like the CSC is phenomenal.
Absolutely. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got. You got anything before we end out?
Sign me.
He is officially, this is confirmed. Angry Pirates Colty is now, well, not now a free agent, but will be a free agent as of the time of transactions opening up. So thank you so very much for your time. This has been the State of Recruit exclusive postseason interview series. Y'all have a wonderful day. Be safe.
Another one.
What is that?
He said it was called a butt. Wow, that's a pretty big butt. Oh, look at me! I'm gonna go touch the butt!